I promise you, it's possible to make a good living as a professional photographer. As a matter of fact, it's more than possible to make multiple six figures a year if that's your goal. I'm going to walk you through 8 essential things that you need to do to make this a reality for you and your business. If you're just starting a photography business, or if you're already up and running, but things may not be moving in the direction you want, this will be useful. I'm going to start off maybe a little controversially and say that gear may be the least important part of starting your business. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about it, but I will say this. You don't need much to start your business. I started with a Nikon D5100 and 2 kit lenses. Over time, I upgraded to better lenses and camera bodies, but only when I could afford it. If you have a decent camera body and a lens, you're all set. To this day, I'm not a gearhead and I don't need to be. I have 2 similar camera bodies and the same lenses for each, so I have a backup system and I have my strobes. That said, what you decide to shoot will actually determine the gear that you need, which conveniently takes us to our first step. Define your niche. Many photographers first starting a business feel like to actually make a living, they have to get as many projects in front of their lenses as possible. This is not the way, and here's why. As a jack-of-all-trades photographer, a couple of things happen. First, you confuse your potential clients. If someone goes to your website or your social media and they see that you do weddings and newborns and landscapes and headshots and product photography, they're going to be unsure of what they're going to get. When people are making buying decisions, they want to feel like they're able to make a choice very quickly. If they can look at your website or your social media and very easily be able to tell what you do, they're more likely to book with you. Second, if you're trying to do loads of different styles, you don't give yourself the opportunity to master any of them. Let's use me as an example. When I first started, I was the jack-of-all-trades photographer. If you'd gone to my website, you would not have a clue what I did. It really just looked like an assortment of random photos. Eventually, I made the decision that headshots were going to be my niche, and that's when my business took off. My branding and marketing got clear, and I worked at perfecting headshots. And then when potential clients went to my website and social media, they knew instantly what I do and what they were going to get when they booked me. Since then, I've added portraits and boudoir to the mix, but also in a very specific style. If someone books me for a boudoir session, they know what style they're getting, and that style is what made them want to book with me in the first place, which leads us to who exactly are your clients? So you've defined the what part of your business. Now you have to define the who needs what you're selling. The last thing you want to do is spend your money and time trying to market yourself to people who aren't your clients. And it's very important to understand that not everyone is your client. For example, for the professional headshot side of my business, my target clients are people who work in a professional field such as financial advisors, lawyers, doctors, real estate agents, etc. They're typically between the ages of 30 and 65 years old, approximately. So when I'm marketing my headshot work, I craft the messaging to them. It wouldn't make any sense for me to market that service to a stay-at-home parent or someone who's retired. And yes, you may get the occasional outlier that doesn't fit your ideal client, but a majority of them will be coming from your defined avatar. That's where you're going to see the best return on investment of your resources. For the portrait and boudoir side of my business, I have a different avatar and craft the messaging for them differently. You'll need to define who your ideal clients are, then get your work and marketing in front of them. And this may change as you grow. You may find that your work speaks to a different set of people than you thought. So be nimble and pay attention to the trends in your business. But now that you define the who, how do you find them? So you may have heard the saying, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And that is correct in many, many ways. And the best way to meet more people is to network, and then network, and then network some more. Let's start by defining what networking isn't. Quality networking is not a networking after work event at a local bar where everybody's trying to hand out their business cards as fast as possible. At the end of the day, people want to buy from who they know, like, and trust. To do that, we need to build genuine connections and relationships. That, my friend, is quality networking. To do this effectively, think about where your ideal clients go and then join them there. But don't just run in and start selling. Talk to people. Better yet, Ask lots of questions to get them talking about themselves and listen actively. And it may take multiple adventures going to where your clients are for things to start clicking. But we're in a marathon, not a sprint. Organic, real relationships will result in more bookings from the people that you meet and referrals from them. Here's an experience with this that I've recently had. My wife and I recently started learning to golf. Currently, we're both terrible, but I digress. For the past couple of months, we've been heading out to a driving range at least once a week. What's now happening is people are starting to recognize us, and we are starting to have conversations with each other. In the natural course of conversation and getting to know you, the fact that I'm a photographer comes up. Then I can pass out a business card or exchange Instagrams. Our goal was not at all to go sell anything or to book sessions. Our goal was to go play golf. The networking is happening organically, which makes it so much more valuable. And this type of networking can happen everywhere, like at your gym, the church, standing in line to get a coffee, whatever. Just strike up conversations with people and be genuinely interested, and everything else will fall into place. And when it does, you need a place to send them so they can see your work and have an easy way to book with you. So you need to build a website. Your website is the hub of your marketing world. Everything you do, networking, social media, emails, and everything else will in some way send your prospective clients to your website. And it's easy to get overwhelmed when thinking about your site, so let me break it down into some easy parts. First, make it very easy for people to tell what you do and where you are. For example, as of recording this, the very top of my headshot website says Louisville Professional Headshots. This serves two purposes. One, it lets my clients know where I am and what I do, and they don't have to spend any mental bandwidth to figure it out. And two, it's my H1 tag. So it tells Google what I do, so I rank higher in local search results. And I will do an entire other video on SEO for photographers, so be sure you're subscribed to the channel with the notification bell turned on to be notified when that comes out. The next thing I have is a tagline that plays into emotion. I want whoever visits the site to start envisioning themselves in the process. I know that most people hate having their picture taken, and many think that they'll never have a good photo due to a ton of bad experiences with other photographers. So I confront that negative with a positive. It says, imagine getting a professional headshot that you actually love, even if you think you're not photogenic. That's immediately followed up with a call to action button that takes them directly to my online booking tool. I take the same approach on my boudoir website. At the top of the page, the H1 is Louisville Boudoir Photography. Again, where am I? What do I do? Then the tagline of Boudoir Reimagined, creating stunning artistic portraits. And I went with that tagline because almost all of my boudoir clients tell me that they're booking me because of the style of my work. I'm simply leaning into it. Directly under that is a call to action button to schedule a consultation. In both examples, before we've gotten to the main content of the page, everything a potential client needs is right in front of them and easy to understand. For both sites' online booking tools, I use 17 Hats. It's my CRM and booking tool. It takes care of keeping all of my clients' data organized, automates sending my contracts and invoices, and all the way around just saves me time. I'll drop a link to them in the description. As of recording this, if you use my link, you'll save 50% off of your first year. Yes, this is an affiliate link, so I make a little commission, but it also saves you a nice little bit of cash. From there, you just need to lay out your page in an easy to skim way. One of the most effective layout structures that I have found is from Donald Miller's books, Building a Story Brand and Marketing Made Simple. I will link to both of those books below as well. They will save you loads of mental bandwidth on laying out your site and writing your copy. But one other thing you're going to need for your website that the books aren't going to provide is your portfolio. This is very important to understand. Your portfolio is not static, especially early in your career. Only the best of your work goes into your portfolio. And that means that you may not add a photo from every photo shoot that you do to your portfolio, and that is okay. That also means that as you improve, older images you once loved may not stay in your current portfolio. You can't be precious about the work. You can like the images and it can have meaning, but if it's not the best of the best, it has to go off of the website. And what's the easiest way to build a portfolio? Start shooting. Grab friends and family to step in front of your camera to get you going if you need to. The simple truth is you probably won't be able to start booking paying clients until you can show them your work. So in the beginning, you're going to photograph a lot of non-paying work, but don't think about it as I'm doing free work. Think of it as a marketing cost. You are spending your time, which is a valuable resource, creating a marketing tool for your business. And this doesn't mean that you're going to be doing unpaid sessions forever or even that long, but there's nothing wrong with doing it when you're first building your portfolio or in times that you just simply want to. There are ways to make money from sales on a portfolio building session, but that is a whole other video. And with all of that in place, you're still not quite ready to start taking bookings and selling. You still have to set your pricing. Pricing is a thing that many photographers early in their business screw up royally. I did. Common mistakes that people make are 1, assuming that no one will pay more than $100 for a photo shoot, and then they'll give away all of the digital files because that's what they see other low-budget photographers on social media do, which is ultimately a race to the bottom for everyone, and not taking time to actually figure out how much it costs to run your business and live the life that you want to live. I'm going to be releasing a course on how to figure out how to set your prices soon. It will cover everything from session fees to products. I'll put a link to join my mailing list below if you'd like to be notified when that comes out. But here's the nuts and bolts of it. If you are the $100 photographer and don't know how to set your prices, you'll have to shoot so many sessions a week just to barely make ends meet. And that doesn't include all of the other things you need to do in your business, like marketing and editing and networking and bookkeeping and so on. You'll burn out and your business will fail. You have to charge a rate that enables you to live and enjoy life. You also have to be able to charge a rate that enables you to have the time to provide the best service for your clients. Think of it this way. If you're a low-cost photographer, meaning you have to have tons of clients to make ends meet, you'll be rushed and distracted trying to hit time deadlines rather than taking care of your clients. Ultimately, service is everything. You can create the most beautiful art and people can love it, but if the service you provide isn't top-notch, your business won't survive. You'll hear photographers talk about how the market is oversaturated and clients can't tell the difference between one photographer or another. And one of the biggest ways you can break that stereotype is by being the best at service. People remember how you make them feel. If you make the people who honor you enough to pay you for what you do feel like they're the most important person and create art for them that they're excited to take home, they will come back to you when they need more photos. They will be excited to tell their friends about you. They will become your biggest cheerleaders. And if you take nothing else away from this video, remember this. You are embarking on an extremely exciting journey, and you get to decide how exciting this adventure is. Just by making the choice to do it should prove to you that you are extremely brave. You're already miles ahead of all of the other people that have just thought about taking the leap, but let fear hold them back. It's not always going to be easy, and there will be challenges. You will make mistakes, but keep going. You will never stop growing and learning as a photographer or a business owner, and that makes this so fun and rewarding. I'm not a believer in the term fake it till you make it. I heard that a lot when I was first starting. I prefer do the best you can with the tools and skills you have right now, and then tomorrow do a little better. Before you know it, you'll be looking back at the work you created in the beginning and seeing how it's grown and blossomed beyond what you ever thought of. And then faster than you believe, you'll look back at your old profit and loss statements and compare it to the new ones and be so proud of yourself for the business that you've grown. Surround yourself with positive, driven people, find good mentors, believe in yourself, trust the work and the process. Enjoy this journey and watch the video that just popped up on your screen.